Hello, Internet, and welcome back to the Story Nook. Today we are going to be reading Villainess level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. And the reason we're reading this right now is because I got up, I pulled up my YouTube to my Story Nook YouTube specifically to be like, hey, I've got more of these videos to upload of I rather have a cat than I hear him. And I had this lovely comment by Shagu, and I'm not sure how to pronounce the rest of your name, but they're just like, hey, please read more of this. And I will be like, yes, I will read more of this. Thank you. Because that is the best way for you to get me to read something. Because I'm just like, I'm not monetized, but I don't want to get in trouble if I read more than chapter 1 without anyone being like, hey, please read more of this story. So, yeah. So thank you, Yes Hunge. That's how I'm going to pronounce your name. Tell me how to pronounce your name better. For, asking me to read more of this light novel series, because I really, really do love it. I think I've read more of it, but without recording. So, yeah, that's how much I've been enjoying it. But welcome to Villainess level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. By Satori Tanabata and illustrated by T. This is volume 1. So, yeah. And this tells us who everyone is, so let's do that. Prince Ashibaden. No, that's Patrick Ashibaden. Amelia Darkness. Eleonora Hillhouse. Alicia Einlit. Oswald Grimwald, William Harris, and Edwin Valshin. This is our prince. Or whatever, military, magician, other villainous friend. Here, original heroine. So let's go ahead and get started, because I do not have long, and we might not even finish this interlude, because I am, I'm beating the clock before I have to actually get up and get dressed for work. A black orb suddenly appeared in the sky. 1, Interlude 1, The King. I believe I put it as a title card up there. A black orb suddenly appeared in the sky above the Royal Academy, then instantly disappeared into thin air. The King of Valshin was unsure if it had been an attack from an opposing nation, a new kind of monster, or if the Demon Lord had been resurrected 2 years earlier than they had anticipated. So he immediately ordered the King's order to investigate the situation. The truth came to light in no time at all. A young girl of only 15 years old, who was an incoming student of the Academy, caused this unprecedented event. Her name was Amelia Darkness, and she was level 99. The king immediately invited her to the palace. After she left the palace, the king and queen discussed the day's event in the royal family's personal quarters. She was an exceptional girl, praised the king. I can't believe she's only 15. The queen nodded in agreement. Yes, it's truly incredible. Depending on the kind of person Amelia was, the worst-case scenario could have been the country falling to ruins. The king had called for an audience in desperation of at least avoiding the worst-case scenario, but the results were better than he could have hoped for. She not only has combat skills, but she is also smart, logical, and once for nothing, the king lauded. The way she carried herself was lovely as well, admired the queen. The king had planned to monopolize her by providing her with anything she wanted, but he had been completely shot down. However, the king didn't regret this outcome. Those whose alliance was motivated by greed would likely betray the alliance out of greed. This was something the king and queen had known all too well through their experiences with handling crafty aristocrats. I never would have thought that a 15-year-old would reach level 99. I didn't even know there was an upper limit to levels. Scholars across the world had been puzzling over what a level was for many years. The only information known for certain was that defeating monsters whose bodies were entirely made up of magical energy would activate and increase one's magical energy. The commander of Knight's Orders was accomplished enough to go down in history at level 60. Even though word had spread that the level 99 was the limit, there was no record of anyone reaching that level in the entire world. So until now, this information had no way of being confirmed. I have believed the limit was a theory with little evidence behind it, speculated the king. We'll know for sure if her level stays the same. I can see why Edwin had such a hard time believing you, Amelia. But even then, what he did was too much. I agree. Edwin's self-righteous actions are indefensible. I'll have to knock some sense into that boy. The royal couple worried over their second-born son, who had attempted to unfairly condemn the one person who should never be antagonized, because boys. The king shifted his focus back to Amelia. Anyhow, I'm surprised she didn't die from training like that. Even Adolphine said it would be impossible for him. I don't believe she had any choice but to become strong. She grew up without anyone to love her, without anyone she can depend on, the queen trailed off. Her heart felt heavy as she recalled the stories she was told of Amelia's childhood. Even so, she doesn't despise those around her. She's truly a strong girl. Indeed, perhaps we should despise the superstitions that pervade our country. Even the aristocrats in the audience chamber were too blinded by their prejudice to see that she was a lovely young girl, though it was hidden by her unparalleled strength and unusual hair color. Amelia had refined features. Many high-ranking aristocrats were handsome, but even the king, who was used to being around so many elegant aristocrats, could recognize that she was a charming girl. So what are we going to do? The queen pondered. We can't let her leave this kingdom. Of course not. It seems like our hands are tied at the moment. The king and queen were both sympathetic to Amelia's situation, but they also had responsibilities as leaders of the kingdom. They had to make sure that Amelia would stay in Valchian, and if possible, that she would use her strength for the country. That's true, agreed the queen. She doesn't appear to want anything. I assume aggressively trying to appeal to her would be the wrong move. Yes, I believe she will stay here as long as there isn't anything too troublesome for her, the queen reasoned. All she wants is to live in peace. Then we must straighten up the academy, decided the king. We'll also have to prevent the other aristocrats from trying to recruit her. The king sighed, thinking of the aristocrats who would take every opportunity to even just marginally increase their power. Their efforts to draw her in would only cause Amelia to be discontented with the kingdom. However, Amelia's refused royal patronage. She understood that there were new problems that came with the position that would put her in. It can't be an adult that persuades her. It would be wonderful if she could become friends with someone of the same age and grow fond of this kingdom. Edwin's definitely out the king's side. If only we had known about her sooner. It's truly unfortunate. There were many other ways he could have verified her level. I'll need to have some words with him as well, though I'm quite sure that Amelia would have refused any connection to the royal family, even without the fuss about expelling her. Let's have Ronald sent over by the new headmaster. Let's have Ronald sent over to be the new headmaster. He'll do what he can to look out for her from the shadows, but besides that, he'll be a silent observer. The king decided that there would be no major decisions made regarding Amelia in a desperate attempt to maintain peace in the kingdom of Valchian. and a peaceful life for Emilia. However, the king knew that neither of those hopes would come true. In 2 years, the Demon Lord will return, and Emilia will be fated to face him. And chapter 2 is our next chapter. So we did make it in 3 minutes right before I had to get dressed for work. So, yeah. This was Villainess level 99. Look at how awesome. I hope you're all enjoying it. And thank you so much, Shonge, for suggesting and asking that I read more of this. I'm very happy to. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Remember to stay hydrated. All of you have a great day. This is a shorter video for me. Normally my videos are longer, but legit in 3 minutes I have to get up and get dressed and go to work. And yeah. But I'll see about reading some more during my lunch break so that you guys can see. Bye bye. Have a lovely day.